Over the past 5 years of my college journey, I've had my fair share of horrible profs, terrible schedules, and waking up at ungodly hours. So as a recent graduate from UBC, I've decided to instill some of my wisdom of choosing the best college courses, which ultimately is useless for me in the future, but it might be good advice for you guys who are pouring tens of thousands of dollars into your college degree. So why not make the best of it by having a great college schedule? Honestly, a college schedule is like a make it or break it for your semester. So having a good schedule is really important, and it's way more important than you will ever believe. And also, a lot of you guys were asking about the best courses to take at UBC, so please stay tuned till the end of the video because I will be listing some courses for you guys to check out. Schedule. I've seen some terrible schedules where people have 8:30 a.m. classes and then a 5-hour break and then have to like stay on campus until 7 p.m. So they're basically on campus for like 12 hours. However, some of these schedules are unavoidable because some courses literally only offer times at 8:30 a.m. So the key to making a good schedule is to utilize your schedule maker. I know UBC has a work list maker in which you can pick and choose the courses and put it into like a schedule format, and you can make a bunch of different drafts in order to see what's the best schedule for you. Most colleges probably do have their own course scheduling system, and it's probably pretty good already, so do take a look at that. In some cases, if your college doesn't have one, there are tons online such as courseical.com. I've never used it before, unfortunately, but I have seen some good reviews about that one. So I just want to go more in depth about how I make my course schedule for a semester. You first want to take a look at all your required courses for the semester. You want to make sure that you're probably taking all the prerequisites that are required for your future years. So take a look at that and kind of organize everything into what your courses should be for that semester. And then after that, it's kind of just a mix and match. So you want to search the courses up and start making various timetables to see which timetable will suit you the best. And each college usually has a certain way of how they schedule courses. I know for UBC at Sauder, for example, the courses are either on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday. So if it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you're going to school for 3 days a week compared to Tuesday, Thursday, which is 2 days a week. However, for 3 days a week, each class only lasts 1 hour. If you're going to school for Tuesday, Thursday, which is 2 days a week, each class is an hour and a half. But this totals up to 3 hours in total of teaching time per week. So you're getting the same amount of teaching time, but it's just based on what your lifestyle is and how you like to go to campus. For example, I'm a commuter, so I would rather go to campus for a longer period of time if that means I can go to campus less amount of times per week, if that makes sense. So I would choose the Tuesday, Thursday instead of the Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. With that being said, the last part of choosing your schedule is to make sure you're giving yourself enough breaks. No one can go 7.5 hours of straight learning without going crazy. So I did have an hour and a half break in between my schedule to make sure I had time to eat lunch and just take a mental break. The second tip is really to understand yourself and how you work. You kind of want to know how you operate and what's the best time for you to learn, as cheesy as it sounds. For example, if you're not a morning person and you're choosing that 8:30 a.m. class, 80% of the time, you're probably not going to go to that class. I used to be that person where I'm like, I'm gonna go choose that 9 a.m. class just to force myself to wake up. In my first few years of school, I honestly did not care and it did not work for me. Next is syllabus. So a syllabus is really important, and I didn't really start looking at a syllabus until probably my 3rd and 4th year of school. Why looking at a syllabus is really important is because it'll show you the grading breakdown of a course. For example, I hated writing papers and I absolutely suck at writing papers. And if I'm seeing a course that is 80% of your mark is based off of paper writing, I know I'm not going to get a good mark in that class, and also I'm just going to hate that class in general. So I would rather choose a course that has more test taking, because personally for me, I do better on tests. But this tip is kind of geared towards the electives that you're taking. Mostly for required courses, you probably can't choose the type of syllabus you want to go for, unless each prof has a different syllabus. Now that we're talking about profs, let's go into Rate My Prof. I wish that I knew about Rate My Prof when I was in my first year. Honestly, I think I did know about it, but I was just too ignorant to actually use it. I was like, no prof is going to affect my grades, and I thought that honestly my grades would be the same if any prof was teaching it. Boy, was I wrong. A prof just like a schedule will make or break your semester. There are so many good and bad profs out there. It's kind of hard to filter through them, but Rate My Prof will help you with this. This is not a sponsored video. I honestly just really like this website. If you guys don't know about Rate My Prof, it's kind of a website where students will post their honest opinions about a prof. There's certain like scores where they'll say like lecture heavy, or you can skip lectures, or skip lectures if you won't pass, or kind of like hard marker, just things like that, which will be useful in determining which prof you want to go with for each course. And lastly, electives. Electives probably account for like 30 to 40% of your overall course selection. And there are so many electives out there because honestly, anything that's not in your faculty will be considered an elective. I had to learn the hard way onto how to choose the best electives for me. You've probably heard of the term GPA booster. And it's basically saying that this course will be a GPA booster for you because it's so easy. And no, not all GPA boosters are easy. That is not the case. Everyone always goes for GPA boosters because they think they're easy, but honestly, my experience with GPA boosters were mostly negative. Just a quick story about GPA boosters. It starts with EOSC 114. If you guys are a UBC student, you probably know what course I'm talking about. And EOSC 114 is in the Earth and Ocean Sciences department, which is so bland for me to begin with. And to add the cherry on top, that course was actually called Natural Disasters. And it was a natural disaster for me. First of all, why that course is not good for me. I suck at science. So why did I choose a science course to be a GPA booster? Why did I believe all the other people who said that EOSC 114 is a GPA booster when it is not a GPA booster for me? Because I suck at science. Don't take a course where you know you're not going to be good at. For example, if people are going to say like creative writing is the GPA booster, I actually suck at writing too. Creative writing was not a GPA booster for me. And those were all GPA reducers for me. And I think I was probably delusional at the time by choosing that course because needless to say, I hated studying for it. I had absolutely no interest in natural disasters and ended up with a pretty bad mark. Long story short, GPA boosters are only GPA boosters if you actually have an interest in them. If you don't like the course that you're taking, you're not going to spend time into studying for that course because you won't like it. You won't be enjoying it. You probably won't be paying that much attention in lectures because you don't like it. So a GPA booster is really a GPA booster if you have an interest in that course. UBC has this thing where it's called credit D-fail, and I think you can use it on 12 credits. You can use it on an elective in which you're interested in taking, but you don't want it to affect your mark. Because if you finish the course with a passing grade of, I think 55% or 60% and higher, you'll just receive a credit for that course. So that course will count towards your graduation, but your grade won't be revealed, so it won't affect your actual transcript. So you should also kind of do some research to see if your college has the same credit system that UBC has, because it's honestly a great way for you to explore other courses that's outside of your usual comfort zone and to actually just enjoy taking a course without worrying that it'll affect your mark. All right, so the moment you guys have all been waiting for, my favorite UBC courses. Honestly, I can probably just name two of them. The first one is CNPS 433, and I know this is a GPA booster, don't come after me. It was a GPA booster for me specifically because I honestly love that course. So the actual name of this course is the Personal and Social Development of the Adult. So you learn about adult development, and the majority of the course is really just reflecting on yourself and using the reflections that you have on yourself and applying it into your weekly discussions and stuff. And it was really insightful, honestly. Like, I really loved that course. The second course is Com 404, which is in the commerce program, and it's digital marketing. This was actually not an elective for me, but hopefully some of you guys can take it as an elective if you're not in the Sauder program. And if you are in a Sauder program, you should probably take it because it's actually really interesting. Prof for that course is pretty good. He does have a really interesting lecture style. For the majority of students, it's a hit. For some of the students, they probably would like more of a really strict teaching style. So for that course, why I really liked it was that it gives you the tools that you actually need for digital marketing in the real world, because that course will teach you about display ads, social media ads, SEO, influencers even. You won't learn any of these things in your other traditional marketing courses. But I do have some honorable mentions that I have gathered from my friends, and I'll just read it off. So we have wine science, there is an anime course, there's cult cinema, there is Japanese popular culture, and there's also Korean popular music, in which I think 50% of the course you learn about K-pop. I know that if I could go back to school and redo my electives, I would definitely choose like any of the ones that I just recommended instead of taking freaking natural disasters. And with that being said, that concludes my ultimate guide to choosing the best college schedule. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to check out any of my other college videos, I'll link it in the description down below. Please subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, everyone. Bye.